Good evening and welcome to ICU TV Menus. My name is Miriam Deborah Gamani. We take a look at the stories making headlines. Kitwe High Court sentences 3 police officers to life imprisonment for aggravated robbery. Zambia-China deepens strategic cooperation to boost economic growth. ERB approves 6 billion kwacha investment in energy sector. And in our international news, Israel strikes Q-32 in Gaza in 24 hours. And in our sports news, Footgolf Zambia confident ahead of the African Championship in Victoria Falls. More details coming shortly after this. And now the news in details. Kitwe High Court has handed over a landmark ruling that has sent shockwaves through the policing fraternity. 3 police officers have been sentenced to life imprisonment with hard labor after being found guilty of orchestrating a violent aggravated robbery involving copper blister and industrial equipment worth over 65,000 kwacha. Priska Chibale has more details in this report.
In Kitwe, Zambia, a shocking crime, a broken oath. 3 police officers, Richard Mpengaula, Teddy Nyirenda and Kennedy Mwansa, stood accused of aggravated robbery. Joined by 2 civilians, they were charged with stealing a copper blister and steel pipes valued at over 65,040 kwacha using a firearm in the January 2020 heist. The state presented its case, the evidence mounting against them. The verdict was read by High Court Judge Abba Patel. The 3 officers were convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment with hard labor. A harsh, clear message: no one is above the law. The 2 civilians, the driver and conductor, were acquitted due to insufficient evidence, walking free. Reporting for ICU TV, Priska Chivali.
Zambia and China have reaffirmed their long-standing relationship with a renewed focus on economic cooperation, infrastructure development, and trade expansion. This commitment follows a bilateral meeting held at State House in Lusaka between President Hakainde Hichilema and Chinese Premier Li Qiang, where both leaders held the strategic partnership as a catalyst for mutual growth and modernization. There's more details in this report. Zambia and China have reaffirmed their commitment to deepening cooperation under the Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership, with both sides pledging to strengthen political trust and economic collaboration. At State House in Lusaka this morning, Chinese Premier Li Qiang commended Zambia's leadership under President Hakainde Hichilema, highlighting the progress made through key economic reforms that have driven growth and development. He described Zambia as an important partner on the African continent and expressed China's willingness to support Zambia's path to modernization.
We want to work with Zambia to advance the cause of modernization, to build an even stronger China-Zambia community with a shared future, to deliver greater benefits to our 2 peoples.
President Hichilema welcomed the renewed commitment, thanking Zambia for opening its domestic market to Zambian goods. He said this support aligns with Zambia's vision to increase production and expand export opportunities. The president also praised China's role in supporting the rehabilitation of the Tazara Railway, which he said is crucial to regional trade and integration under the African Continental Free Trade Area.
Having upgraded our relationship at a time this afternoon when we'll be signing the implementation of the Tazara railway line rehabilitation to improve the integrity of that line, the capability of that line. We don't see Tazara Premier as just a rail line. We see Tazara as an economic corridor.
As Zambia and China move forward, the strengthened partnership is expected to unlock new opportunities for investment, connectivity, and sustainable growth. Miriam Deborah Gamani reporting for ICU TV News in Lusaka. The Energy Regulation Board has approved 29 licenses and 12 construction permits for projects across Zambia petroleum, electricity, and renewable energy sectors. The projects present a combined investment of 6 billion kwacha, equivalent to 266 million US dollars, a sign of growing investment a sign of growing investor confidence in the country's energy industry. In a statement released today, Energy Regulation Board says the approvals were made during a licensing committee meeting held on November 14th. The board says the decision signals continued interest in the Zambia's energy sector, attributing the growth to a favorable regulatory framework and efforts to streamline approval processes. As of 29 licenses approved, 10 are for renewable energy equipment manufacture and installation, 11 for petroleum product distribution, and others cover LPG, lubricants, and fuel. ERB stresses that the new licenses will enhance energy access, efficiency, and national coverage. You're still watching ICU TV Main News. We take our first break. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development.
Welcome back. You're still watching ICU TV Main News, and now in our local stories. President Hakainde Hichilema has called on women accountants to uphold integrity and lead transformative change within Zambia's financial system and governance structures. In a speech delivered on his behalf by Minister of Technology and Science Felix Mutati during the 8th National Symposium of the Forum for Zambia Women Accountants, the president highlighted the vital role women play in national development through ethical financial leadership. He noted that women now hold 36% of senior management positions in the public service and 41% in the private sector, an encouraging sign of progress towards gender parity. President Hichilema also emphasized the importance of continuous ethical training, enhanced internal audit mechanism, and accountability systems to safeguard public and corporate resources. He urged women in the accounting field to be role models of integrity and to contribute meaningfully to national economic stability. Zambia and Zimbabwe have signed a statement of intent to enhance tourism cooperation and streamline operations at the Victoria Falls border post. The agreement, announced in Livingstone by Tourism Minister Rodney Sikumba, aims to boost tourist traffic, facilitate trade, and improve efficiency at one of the region's most important entry points. Minister Sikumba said the two governments have committed to easing congestion, improving traveler experiences, and unlocking the full potential of the and unlocking the full potential of the iconic Victoria Falls as a global destination. He added that efforts will be made to maintain clean, vibrant, and welcoming cities on both sides of the border to sustain tourist interest. World Bank Division Director Nathan Belete praised the move, saying the partnership will stimulate economic growth, create jobs, and boost trade. The new agreement marks a major step in positioning Victoria Falls as world-class tourism and trade hub for Southern Africa. The Ministry of Mines and Minerals Development has called on Japanese companies to invest in downstream industries that will drive value addition to Zambia's copper resources. Speaking during a courtesy call by JICA Chief Representative Ms. Ono Tomoko and Permanent Secretary Dr. Hapenga Kabeta emphasized the need to shift from exporting copper cathodes to producing finished projects locally. He said this strategic move would help create jobs, return revenue, and support Zambia's industrialization agenda, particularly in designated economic zones that like the Lusaka South MFEZ. Ms. Tomoko praised Zambia's stability and investment potential, adding that JICA will provide lab equipment to boost geological analysis under 1.25 million US dollars support agreement signed in June. The two sides agreed to strengthen bilateral ties to enhance mineral exploration, value addition, and sustainable industrial development. You're still watching ICU TV. We take a short break. More to come in international and sports news. Stay with us.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Welcome back. Now let's dive into our international news. At least 32 Palestinians, including 12 children and 8 women, have been killed in Israel airstrikes across Gaza in the last 24 hours. The deadly attacks hit areas east of Khan Younis, with casualties reported in Bani Sahel and Absana al-Kabir. The Gaza Health Ministry says over 69,500 people have been killed since October 2023. Fighting continues amid growing humanitarian fears. And still in our international news, a Nigerian court has convicted separatist leader Namad Kanu on terrorism charges linked to his calls for a Bafia state. Judge James Omatosha ruled that Kuna's broadcast incited deadly attacks and were terrorist in nature. Kana, who has been in custody since 2021, was removed from court after objecting to the ruling. You're still watching ICU TV main news. We take a short break. More to come in sports news. Don't go away.
The Information and Communications University is driving the thrill for the nation in research and development. Enroll now for full-time and distance programs in the School of Engineering, Humanities, Business and Education. To apply, visit our website at www.icuzambia.net or call us on +260 211 221 662 or 0966 342 359. Sponsorship is available. Enroll now.
Welcome back, and now in our sports news. Zambia is set to compete in the African Footgolf Regional Championship taking place in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe from November 22nd to 25th. With 6 countries participating, the tournament also serves as a qualifier for the 2026 World Cup. Ms. Makaleshi emphasized that the tournament is not only crucial for qualification, but also a chance for Zambia to gain international exposure as it builds towards the 2026 World Cup in Moscow. The sports item brings us to the end of ICU TV main news, but before we leave, a quick recap of the stories that made headlines. Kitwe High Court sentences 3 police officers to life imprisonment for aggravated robbery. Zambia, China deepen strategic cooperation to boost economic growth. Energy Regulation Board approves 6 billion kwacha investment in energy sector. And in our international news, Israel strikes kill 32 in Gaza in 24 hours. And in our sports news, Footgolf Zambia confident ahead of the African Championship in Victoria Falls. Thank you for tuning in for our main news today. For more details, stay tuned to our Facebook page ICU TV and our website at icutvzm.com. Good night and God bless.